Okay. Alright. Focus. Nice. Oh yes, I was going to do actual exercise today. This is an exercise I made up. So I guess, I don't know, this is an exercise. Or is it just something that I came up with to do? We'll see. I can hear an ice cream van. So I'm in a new location. You may have guessed from the last two videos from in the bottom of the shed that I was not in my usual place. That's because I've just moved house. So I did both of those in one go. And my new setup in some ways is better because this room has a carpet in it, so it's definitely more absorbent to sound. However, I find myself doing this on the windowsill, so I'm aware that I can hear outside. Whether that comes out on the recording is another question entirely. So whether I have to go back and tweak it a little bit. But also I'm still sitting on the floor, so if my legs are going to go numb, I guess they are going to go numb. They didn't for a while, but that's when I was maintaining my yoga, and I've always thought that was interesting because you think it's getting old, and the reality is it's getting not flexible. Because everyone starts flexible. So, yeah, I think this exercise has more form normally, but the basic principle is draw 3 shapes. And then, as I done before, try and mirror the pattern. Now, as I say, I think there was more form to it at one point, but I have forgotten it. So it's gonna be kind of random. But it is, after all, if it isn't kind of random, we may as well just let the AI do it. But hopefully this new location, even if the recording isn't perfect, is a little bit better than the bottom of the garden in a shed. But we'll find out, I guess. But yeah, because I scheduled the other ones, it's a bit weird having this big gap. So I did a lot of it, and then I went back just now. So I have been very, very busy. Oh, I can tell you, even from just doing it now, I can sense the stress that I have allowed to build up. And I think that's okay. It's okay to let it build up for a while. And if it keeps building up, it can be a big old problem. Sure what I'm doing now. Something. Shapes. Yes, I have entirely 4 subscribers. which I think is very, very good, to be honest. I am very pleased. I received a very lovely comment about what I was doing, and yeah, it was definitely going to be curious as to what exactly this comes into. For a long time my plan was to make something very controlled, complicated. I wanted to do a sort of drawing tutorial, which I see a lot of people do, and maybe that's the problem, I see a lot of people do it. But it seems that always seemed a bit too controlled. It was too complex, basically, and I don't have the skill sets to do a lot of the stuff involved. So I need to start with something much, much simpler. And if I'm honest with you, anyone who's going to draw is going to teach themselves, really. You know, you can only pick so much up from tips. It's like you just have to draw something. And I guess what I would say with the patterns especially is it's very helpful if you can draw something that you like, even if that thing is very, very simple. And I think a lot of art starts with Doodle. And that's exactly where we are with it. And obviously I'm trying to encourage myself to do something, so I've given myself this do it by a Monday business. Which obviously puts more restraint on my time, but it's only 20 minutes. So in the past 2 weeks, no, 3 weeks I guess, I haven't had 20 minutes to sit and do this. Don't have any other projects on. It's just this at the moment. So I am the full-time dad, and that's my job essentially. But even I have to have a little break. And I do think that's part of it, is just making it achievable as much as anything. Making it just 20 minutes. I have heard it said, it's quite similar with meditation. If you say to yourself, I'm going to do an hour, there's no way you're going to do an hour. Not straight away. But if you do a minute, and you do that minute every day for a week, suddenly you've reprogrammed your brain. And you can do a little bit more, but obviously aiming too high just means you'll never start. Which is, I guess, exactly what I was doing, thinking I'm going to do a tutorial that looks like all of these other people who've clearly been doing it for a while, and I guess something you learn is a lot of these people are actually more than one person. So there's one person that you see, but if they're producing something really high quality, it's probably a team of people. Not always. Sometimes it's just they've been doing it for a long time, or they release it occasionally would be my thing. But even then, I would say it's advisable to have a team if you're doing something complex, which is not what we're doing. We're doing something incredibly simple. So I don't know, if you're an artist and you want to do something, maybe just steal my idea. This is what I would advise. Steal my idea, do some doodle logs, maybe pick a cool name, just a very simple project. Oh, saying that would save the black for later. I can feel my legs going numb. So that'll be fun when I finish recording, trying to get up. To be biological. Okay. There's brown everywhere. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Making a Shia LaBeouf reference. Yep, that's how you get the kids in. Don't think we're going to be worrying about that somehow. Did briefly foray into TikTok. 15 seconds is slightly too fast. Speaking as someone who remembers VHS tapes, 15 seconds is too fast. I don't understand how you take in all that information. Christ. I experience anxiety normally, I get like super anxiety. Messy. 'm always curious as to what on earth it is I'm going to create. Five minutes left. So, yeah. Part of the comment was that this is quite relaxing, which is I guess why I'm doing it in the first place. So if it's relaxing for someone else, all the better. I really didn't necessarily intend it that way. Because what I found was, like I said, if you listen to the first one, which it doesn't seem like many people have, but then it's not as high a quality, so I understand. But I'm used to speaking kind of on stage in a very different context to this. As I say, windowsill, not much space. And for some reason, when I'm talking, perhaps it's because I'm doing this, or perhaps it's because I'm trying to find the space, which is a kind of muffled sound, which it feels, I don't know, like you walked into what do you call them? A mausoleum, and it's just suddenly you go from the noise to the quiet, and you feel that you should change to the tone of voice. So when I started talking into the microphone, talking very low and slow, which, if anyone who knows me well, will tell you is not really the norm. But I think that's why it's interesting. It's very different. This one's got very messy. Is that good or bad? Don't really know. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, still slightly different shade. Well, like I said, I didn't realise in my initial throwaway, can't even speak. That's what having to get up with a baby will do to your brain. Simple words will no longer work. I have no idea what I was saying. What was I saying? Something. It's probably going to change the world. But now. I think I was going to say I didn't intend for this to become an ASMR, but it quite obviously is. But I'm okay with it. I did have this idea of doing my own podcast just by myself, which I guess is pretty close to It's time. Okay. Completely forgotten what my tagline was. Stay safe out there.